One of Wiisdom here. It is Friday, June 23rd. There's a thunderstorm outside, probably because the windows got cleaned, and it is 2:39 in the morning. Did not plan to be up this late doing this, but hey, it is what it is, right? So, long story short, I left work tonight at 9:20 p.m. and that's not like a little shift job type of a thing. That's you go in early and you leave 12 hours later. 13 hours. Over 13 hours later. Yeah, fantastic. Nonetheless, got a lot done, so I guess it's okay. Didn't get to see, I don't know what it is about. I always get into the NFL draft, but the NBA draft, I just don't know. It's not as cool. I don't know why. But it doesn't appeal to me as much. That said, I got home and it was like the 29th pick, so pretty much the first round was over anyway, so you kind of miss like the super hype at the start. I missed the Butler trade, but anyway, here we are. We've got Ember, and interesting thing happened. We took her. My thoughts are I would enjoy the top path, but since this is my channel, we don't refer to it as the top path. We'll refer to it as the samurai combo path, because by gosh, it's got a name. And if you recall, I kind of like to say, okay, if I just had one Ember, what would I do? And it would be the top path, and here's why. This is interesting. It's kind of a pain to document, but it's still worthwhile. Right here, a dash. Okay, the dash attacks. I've loved dash attacks since SSA. Think along the lines of Ghost Roaster and Drill Sergeant. When was the last time you heard Drill Sergeant mentioned outside of my channel? Probably, since Giants, I would imagine. But I'm pretty excited about that. And then if you think back to other Fire Skylanders like Flameslinger, it's kind of a cool concept, right? To have the fire dash there. And then right here, I think the Samurai combo finisher should be pretty cool. Plus, it's got a tornado in it, and I'm a bit of a weather freak, so that's exciting. Down here, though, this turned out to be better than we thought it was. So Greater Living Bomb, let's be honest, it kind of sucked. So, box stock, I mean, not even a base upgrade implication, just if you buy Ember and put her on the portal or demo her in a store or something, her secondary attack, Flame Geyser, is going to do 46 to 69. This took it from 46 to 51. That's plus 5. That's mundane. That's ho-hum. That's nothing to be excited about. There is the area damage. I think it's like 6 hits at 11 to 17. And, you know, that's kind of a cool addition, I suppose. And then Purifying Flame. Bombs heal Ember if she is nearby during the explosion. This is kind of cool. It's only plus 5, but I mean, over time, it kind of accumulates. In fact, in order to showcase the Soul Gem, which I don't want to spoil it too much if you're watching this and not the Living Bomb Path video first, but basically, if she's about to die, she doesn't, and she gets 10 seconds of invincibility. It's literally as described. So what I did, this was such an awkward path you couldn't really appreciate it numerically at the training grounds. I had to go into a level, and I thought, instead of me just doing that and having stuff in a spreadsheet some people may not look at, I'm just going to throw together a quick little gameplay clip. So I took off to Scholarville. Why Scholarville, you ask? Because it's a level dedicated to me, the ultimate helm of Wiisdom. That's what Chaos is after. No, not really, but it could be. I don't know. I've had people mention that before. But anyway, I went there because the Sky Chi Shrine for the Sentinels is right before the boss fight. Okay. There's one pretty close, not real close, but I mean, not too far into the level. But then the Sentinel one, it's literally right before you go into the sewer to take on the boss, if you will. So, yeah, that's a fun one to go to again and again. That's why we really need the Samurai combo path to win us over, so we don't have to reset her and go all the way back through that level, even though it is the helm of ultimate Wiisdom. Wiisdom. So we'll probably play it again because that's pretty cool. But +5. But what I did there, I kind of showcased it to you because, again, you've got to almost be dead to showcase the soul gem. And so I just let some of those cannonball shots hit me to the point I was about to die. And then I got attacked or hit by some more of them and didn't die because of the invincibility. And then what's really cool is it's not just enemies on this soul gem. This is pertinent for this video as well. So, not the soul gem, but right here, Purifying Flame. So, if it interests you, you're able to garner +5 from like the crates of explosives, from vases, from miscellaneous objects, not just when you defeat an enemy. So it's kind of a cool setup there. And you can literally, like I said, if you are patient enough, you can take her back. Keep in mind, the higher level she is, the longer it will take you to completely restore her health, but it is possible to do. And then Meteor Shower, I thought that would be like, if we take this and kind of like it, I figured this would be what would make us regret not being here. Not the case. That, I'll admit, was kind of disappointing, and I say that for good reason. Right here, okay, we get our first taste of the tertiary attack, and it's fantastic. You rain down Supernova at 74 to 111. Right here with Ultra Supernova, you've got a 2-second charge, deals 160 to 240, and if you hold it 3 seconds, it does 217 to 326. Most importantly, though, you can kind of control where it goes. There's no like cursor or, crosshairs, if you will, on the ground like some bazookas might have. But if you're looking at an enemy, she's going to point the staff, and chances are the supernova will hit said enemy or in the vicinity of the enemy. With this Meteor Shower, you get 2, I think sometimes 3 that actually do damage. There's 3 small supernova that look like they should do the 74 to 111. I have never seen them register. I did some battle arena. I did more of the chapter that you didn't see, and I tested it out thoroughly at the training grounds, and I've never seen a 74 to 111. So there's like these little precursors to meteors, and they do nothing. I feel like, I don't know if that was like a design issue and they forgot to have them do damage or something, but they look just like the 74 damage standard supernovas to me, but they do nothing. And then you only get 2 typically hit. I genuinely in my heart of hearts believe that there's 3 of the giant supernovas, but I think you're going to be typically expecting 2 of them to make contact with an enemy. So essentially you're holding 4 seconds and then you get maybe 2 hits at 217 to 326. And that's also disappointing for the simple fact it's like we don't get a jump in damage. Like if Meteor Shower took the standard supernova from 74 to 80 or 74 to 100 or anything, it would have been great. But you hold it 2 seconds, you bump it up, you hold it 3 seconds, I get 1 meteor, 1 supernova, if you will, 217, and then if I hold it another second, there's this animation and it shoots down 2, possibly 3, with probably only 2 hitting the enemy. In that same amount of time, I could have just spammed Y. Okay, if we're at 217, for our 4-second hold, and a standard supernova, that's your tertiary attack in regular form here, is 74. 3 of those is going to be what? 210 and 12, 222? Yeah, I'll take my chances just having this. So honestly, what I thought would be the coolest thing and the most like, oh, I miss it, is not. It's neat, it looks cool, but it's really not that practical. This was really disappointing just being +5. However, the area damage is nice, but the big thing is, and it must have happened here, I said in the video, I was like, when did this change from 51, right? We went from 46 to 51, didn't we? And then there was this ginormous bump to 137 on the impact of your flame geysers, your secondary attacks. And I went back when I was editing the video, I confirmed it. It's 137 to 206. And Spyro557 commented he noticed the same thing too, confirmed I wasn't crazy and that it actually did happen. We had 46 become 51 with this one, and then for whatever reason, it says nothing about, oh, hey, basically triple your damage from your secondary attack. It's just like, yeah, you can heal yourself if you're close enough. No mention of anything, but I believe this is where the living bomb jumps to 137. If it's not here, it's there. I can probably go back in the video and confirm it, but be aware that 46 that you do here, 46 to 69, becomes 51 here, and you're like, what a horrible upgrade. This is so lame. But for whatever reason, one of these two upgrades, I'm thinking Purifying Flame, takes it from 51 to 137. The critical side of that is 206. And keep in mind, you have 2 flame geysers active at a time. It didn't change the intermediary damage, like your area damage, 11 to 17. Didn't change that at all, but 51 became 137. So if this had stayed 51, I'll be honest, this path kind of would have sucked. Like, this one could just barely do anything and surpass this one. With the 51 becoming 137, this is now a contender if it appeals to you. Plus, if you like the concept of getting +5 back from the living bombs, which I assume you will be using since they do 137. This path is now significantly better than we thought it was, but I'm still more inclined to think I will personally enjoy the top path better. Now, this will be a pain to document Inner Fire, but if I could do anything, if I could switch Purifying Flame with Inner Fire, I think I'd be a pretty happy guy, because I love the concept of being able to heal my Skylanders, particularly when it's not a life element Skylander, some like super involved gimmick. It's very easy to execute. That would have been super great. And I have to tell you as well, in the base upgrades I didn't showcase Immolation because I can't, but it's pretty salty. Okay, this thing, if you're in close proximity, you deal 38 to 57. I mean, that I was expecting like 5 to 8, 6 to 9, 10 to 15 if they were really feeling generous. But 38 to 57 because you take a hit, that's legit. That's like Eon's Elite legit levels right there. So that's pretty cool. And then gain damage bonus based on health missing. Now, again, how I'm supposed to document this is beyond me. I don't have that kind of time. I mean, I literally left work at 9:20, and I'm recording this at just about 3 in the morning. So we might not achieve greatness in terms of documenting this, but I'll try to do something. It might be off camera, though, so I can save a little bit of time. In part because I felt it was important that we go back and kind of clarify that this path isn't really that bad. And ironically, again, Meteor Shower, which I thought would be the make or break of it, was kind of like the weak link in my opinion. It's very cool, but again, when you consider you can just spam this and achieve the same or better result, yeah, kind of one of those deals. Plus, you have to realize if it's a 4-second hold time for this, you can do a 2-second hold right here with Ultra Supernova, and you're going to come in and what was it, 160 to 240, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's something to think about for sure. But without further ado, I suppose it's time to jump into the top path, the Samurai Combo Path. This is going to improve your Samurai techniques. And that improves your living bomb-based abilities. Makes sense, right? Anyway, let's do this. We're going to choose this. Oh, Skylander tutor, why have you forsaken me? You're so sorely missed. I told people it would happen. No one cared at the time. Hot tip here, though, for those of you across the pond in the UK, and I assume Europe. Cuddlemuffin Ethan, he is, I guess he's making use of his time, not being at work till 9:20. And word on the street, there may very well be a release for standard Chompy Mage, not Jingle Bell Chompy Mage, which in and of itself is apparently pretty hard to come by nowadays. But standard Chompy Mage in all his glorious glory Should apparently be available in the UK, so I haven't investigated that myself. I'm just going off of what he said. But of course, our hope from that is that he comes to not only the land of enchantment in Canada, but also stateside here in the US, or at least Texas. That's all I really care about, to be honest. So that's why I have not upgraded. I was like, I'll wait for Chompy Mage, and never came. I thought he would have been like a great spring break character, but what do I know? 1,700 Quans is going to get us Inner Fire. Oh, I was like, why don't I have 14,000? That's because I whipped out the base upgrade. So, gain damage bonus based on health missing. Again, this will be a nightmare to document because I don't know if it's going to be proportional. Like, what does she have? 260, I think, is her box stock health. So, I don't know if it's a deal where if you drop under 200, if you drop under 150, 150, if it's incremented by 5s or 10s, if it's random numerics like 8, 16, 24, 32, if it's based off of your level, like, for example, I could have level 1 Ember at 260, and if I get down to 26, that's 10% of my health, right? So that might apply to a damage increase of X percentage. Whereas if we get level 1 Ember leveled up a bit to where her box health is 520, double 260, 10% of her health is no longer 26, it's 52. Is she going to have the same ratio of, say, +5 or +10% for every singular attack? Like, will our slash go from 27 to 32 in both cases? Or will they look at it that level 1 Ember at 260 down to 60 has lost 200 health points, and she'll get the +5, making her slash baseline at 32, whereas in Ember at, say, level 10, that might have 520 health, gets all the way down to 60, that means she's lost 460 health points. Will that then translate across to being +10? I don't know. And it's going to be a complete nightmare and a complete and total investment of time I don't have, honestly. So I'll try to figure something out for you. But again, if I could just swap that with this, I'd be so happy. Nonetheless, Fire Dash. This, let's be honest, is what appeals to me the most. Out of all 6 of these upgrades between the 2 paths, Fire Dash is what I was the most excited about. So, hold X to dash through enemies, striking them multiple times. I'm looking for a speed boost. I'll take what I can get damage-wise. I'll also appreciate a cool graphic deal like we had with Flameslinger back in SSA and Giants. So, 2,200 is the price. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, so this is her attack. Let's make sure. It's still 27. I think when I've slowed that down, you have 2 stages here. The slash itself is 27 to 41, and then spin A, as I refer to it, I believe is 16 to 22 5 times. Spin B, which is like the second wind-up, if you will, it is, I also think, 5 times, and it's 22 to 33. So, I mean, that's what that looks like. But apparently now if I hold X... Oh, you go, girl. I did nothing aside from hold X. So, 1 Mississippi, 2. Ooh, salty. It looks like she makes a Dorito. And it was, like, I'm trying to think of, like, okay, that's sort of a triangular pattern, right? And I'm like, oh, it looks like a nacho cheese Dorito. So, grab your Mountain Dew. Oh, I didn't see that number. I'm going to see now, again, that was literally just me holding X. And what I'm going to do now is actually see if I can control it. Let's do one baseline run here. So I'm going to stand here and face Mags, or the well.
Perfect!
Yeah. Now I'm going to see what happens. I'm standing in roughly the same spot. I'm facing Mags in the well. And I'm going to hold the analog stick to the left after her straightforward dash.
Swords ablaze!
Okay, clearly we ended up over here, and yet I was holding left, which is the way I'm headed. Now, right, which is towards these dummies, is what I'm going to hold after the first dash. And we'll see if we go to the left. We did. So it's inverted. It's kind of like flying a plane. You know, if you want to go up, you go down type of a thing. So this time I'm going to hold left immediately and see what happens. That kind of pegged it better. Now I'll do the same thing and hold right. Yeah, cool. And now I'll stand here, face mags, and hold down. Alright, so I think if you want to try to control it to your fullest ability without having to flip the controls or think, I've got to go the direction I don't want to go, start immediately. But it looks like she's dealing 50. Oh yeah. I'm just going to stand here. She doesn't hone in on enemies, sadly. That's kind of unfortunate. Like, maybe she would in-game, but something tells me no. So how many? Let's count how long she does this. 4 seconds, I'm going to call it. So, Fire Dash, 4 seconds of randomness. 4 seconds, 50 to 75. The main thing, though, let's say that we're low, but our soul gem hasn't kicked in, or maybe our soul gem kicked in and I've got the shield around me, and I can't die for 10 seconds, but it's like, man, I left a cheeseburger back here, or a bag of Doritos. Boom. Okay, the other thing now, if I let go of X, she just keeps on keeping on, sadly. If I press X, nothing happens. If I press any button, nothing happens. So you kind of can't control it. It's her spirit animal, and it does what it's going to do. Let's make sure this is still the same. 40 to 60, 16 to 24. That's such a cool thing. I don't know why. I get Sentinels getting it, but why didn't all of the Smashers also get it? Just makes such sense there. Anyway, we're almost done. This part of the video is way quicker than me explaining Living Bomb, wasn't it? So Samurai Combo Finisher, I've got high hopes here. So just constantly spamming X generates, you know, our 2741 and the aforementioned 1622 and 22 to 33. If we hold X, we do 4 seconds of random dashing at 50 to 75. But now we add in 2 more outcomes, XXB for the Buddha Palm and XXY for Fire Tornado. So 3,000 is the price. I'm hoping for some good numbers here. Let's see. So we're going to, what, XXB, I guess?
Heat rises!
Okay, that wasn't what I was looking for. What am I doing wrong? XXB for Buddha Palm. Okay. I feel like I'm doing that. Oh, I got it that time. Oh, yeah. I feel like that was a... Okay, I'm trying to get us a good look at this thing, and it's just not happening. Okay, I feel like she's doing a Fire Tornado, and I am not pressing Y. I promise you that. Oh, there's a good look at it. It almost looks like Trailblazer, but it's like shaped like a hand, so it's not. Okay, I'm not touching Y. Okay. Come on. Come on, man. That's actually not a bad combo in and of itself, but it's not what's supposed to happen. Okay, if I just tap B, does it work better? This is the problem I've always had with combos in this game. Sometimes they just don't happen. Like, and that's why I would take the other path, because I'm like, oh, it's a combo, it's probably not going to work when I want it to. And... that even said combo. Come on. Okay, let's try XXY. Literally, I've never touched Y this entire time. Okay, that looked cool, but all that was me slash, and then Supernova. You know? Oh, yes. Okay. You know, I'm thinking you've got to hold down X and press B. I've got good success ratios back to 3 times now if you count the tornado. Okay, yeah. It's awkward as frick, but you have to basically take your thumb off the analog stick. And XX... Oh, I was doing so good. I'm trying again. So... Come on. Yeah, I don't really like that sequence, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Good lord, how many hits can we get with this thing?
Fan the flames!
Yeah, indeed, lady. Good grief. If I could ever position this correctly, this would, I feel, be pretty impressive. All I'm wanting to do is see if it pierces the enemies, and I think it will. Oh, come on. Aim it correct, lady.
Fire fist!
Okay, that's crazy. Okay, come on. Okay, you can do that too. That's cool. It's not... Yeah, I'll try to count that, and we'll just assume it pierces and doubles. And I do think it does. Now let's take a look at the tornado. Oh, yeah. 23 to 35 on it. So let's get a duration on this. I think 5 seconds. So let's go ahead. Buddha Palm, 21 to 32. And then Fire Tornado is going to be, what was it, 23 to 35, right? I think. For 5 seconds. That's best denoted as a time interval, in my opinion, as opposed to counting out the damage. So now what happens if I'm point blank with these guys? Okay, that's cool. That's your standard stuff. Okay, so no change. It's still 23 to 35. And if you screw the combo up, at least she activates the secondary and the tertiary. And it looks like that's something that might happen a lot. Come on now. Really? Wow. Once again, I mean, this is honestly an issue in this series since SSA. You can go back and watch all my videos throughout time, and you'll see me complain of this same thing. That's pretty cool. It looks like the Temple of the Forbidden and Commander King. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Cool. Okay, so you get the idea. It's extremely hard for me to consistently execute it, but when we do, it's pretty nifty. So, wrong button. That's for Nintendo.
When you aim for perfection,
Let's come in and take a look at the Soul Gem. 4,000 is the price. If Ember is about to be defeated, she instead gains a shield that blocks all damage for 10 seconds. This can be activated once per level. Again, this is what it is. Literally, if these guys could attack me and they lowered my health, I just stand here and they got me down to, let's say they do 20 hits, right? 20 damage points. If they got me down to 20 and I was going to die, boom, he would hit me, and what should have killed me puts this like pulsing fire orb around me. And I'm able to retreat. I've got 10 seconds. If I want to stand here with that orb for the 10 seconds and whale away at these guys, that's what we get to do. So yeah, you can't showcase that without being in the arena. By the way, the robot has still not come back. I'm not sure what's up with that. If I am not mistaken, I think when I went through Sky Fortress, isn't that where the quick shot shrine is? I got Tide Pool. I think that's her chest. I'm not 100% sure. But I think it's Tide Pool's chest. So I'm going to open it in her video and assume I'm correct. And if I'm wrong, we'll find out then. But coming in here so I can showcase Sky Chi and possibly these other two a little better. Keep in mind, if this seems lackluster, we've still got Inner Fire. And we have no idea what it's going to do. So let's come in here. And what do we want to do? We'll get 4 of these guys, and we'll showcase her Sky Chi. So, it is the Supernova Storm, and it's basically 34 to 51 and 5 to 8. It's actually one of the cooler looking Sky Chis, in my opinion.
My enemies are not.
So, let's come in here, and we want to XXB this guy. Oh, it's got knockback too, which you'd kind of expect, wouldn't you? Buzz seems unimpressed. Oh, wow. You got a better look at it there. It looks like the shurikens. It looks like the artwork, really. Downstairs, they just look like more like a supernova. Here, you can tell they're shurikens. So, if you were to look at her skirt, and she's got sort of the shuriken points on it, that's basically what I see there. And she can move around while she's doing that. So, that is that, though. Let's get 2 of these guys and see if I can Buddha palm both. Nope. That was salty. Okay, well, hey. Let me check the time here. 31 minutes, not what I would like to be at. Granted, we spent the first 12 minutes talking about the other path, but I feel like it's pertinent, because if you're watching this to see if you want to take it, you need to know about the other path, right? Here's what I'm thinking we'll do. I'm thinking we'll jump into the arena. Well, yeah, I could... Leveling up is such a problem in this game when you're trying to do what I do. Otherwise, it's fantastic that it increases everything, but for me, it's terrible. So what I want to do, this is the arena down here, not that direction. We'll hop in. We're going to baseline. We'll go off of the slash because it's simple. So if you didn't know, it does 27 to 41, and I'm just going to one hit at a time. I'm not going to combo it like this. We're just literally going to go like that. And I'm going to pause between hits. And I must say, it's a frickin' shame that you take the top path and her samurai combo never increased from the box stock 27. That's like excessively disappointing to me. The fire dash, I love it, but it's weird to control. The combos are both really cool, but again, good luck executing them when you want to. That said, if you don't execute them, you wind up getting the flame geyser and the supernova, and you can hold that out if you'd like to charge it up, which is kind of a cool deal. So even if you screw it up and can't get your desired results, you'll still be doing something cool. But inner fire becomes somewhat more important now, in my opinion.
Battle arena.
Let's enter, yes. Oh yeah, I took this picture. I haven't tweeted it yet, but in the Cradle of Creation, I found this stone. It's very close to the start of the level. There is a stone that looks like it has a carving of what looks to be Broccoli Guy. And then it's like framed out with bones, like your stereotypical cartoon bone. And it's like Undead Broccoli Guy confirmed or something. I don't know.
Let's get rumbling.
Anyway, we're gonna hop in here and see what we can do.
Ready to fight again?
Oh, these guys are
because
so
that is exactly
great.
what is going to happen.
Okay, so, you know that I do 27, right? So I'm at 260. And attack me.
First strike goes to
Cool.
the Skylander. They just need to do that many more times.
I did 28
This battle
there.
should be a breeze, right?
I did 29. Okay. Let's get down to under 200.
Hey, I know what it's like to be young, angry, and a plant.
Okay.
I really do. But I just
34.
can't support these
Wow.
mutant plants' agenda here. It's no
Now,
good.
also of note, the blue numbers that you see. Oh, I'm about to. What? I'm not about to die. How do I have that?
Looks like the Skylander is taking some light damage, as we say
39.
in the business.
Okay, we're killing that guy from Immolation, which is also increased past the 38. 44 now.
Ooh, broccoli.
Oh, dang it. She's up to 63 immolations. 45 on this.
But still.
Okay, I'm at 58. 47. Okay. This should be the most damage I could ever do to anyone. I'm at 6. 53.
Skylanders? Because I hope you're not talking about our commentating chill pill, which I feel is pretty spot on.
Okay, now they can't kill me. Okay, and I'm still 53. Alright. So, I don't know. What do we make of that? We went from 27 to 53 on what we were observing. Granted, immolation, which again I told you was 38 to 57. If you ever saw a blue number, the red numbers you see are what the damage the enemy is doing to Ember. The blue numbers that you see, if it was not me swinging the staff, it would be related to immolation, and it went up from 38. I think we saw, what, like a 63 there, so it was plus 25 maybe? And then I was doing 27 and I'm up to 53. So we're up 26 on that. I'm thinking now if I want to let her die and see. Okay, let's see if I can get hit and get another reading on immolation. I haven't been logging them as we come through here, but we can go back in the video and do so. So hit me, please.
So, I just want to know, Chillbill,
Oh, no, it's not. Oh, it didn't even show it to me. Gotta be kidding me. Unfortunate there, but hey. So like I said, this would be very involved for me to figure out, and it's currently 3:15 in the morning. I just worked like a 13-hour day, and I've got to be back in under 6 hours to start another one. So I think I'm going to call it good here, but Inner Fire does seem to have some merit to it. Keep in mind, the slash that we were documenting and keeping tabs on, we went from 27 to 53. Now, thinking about it, at level 1, she's 260 health. So if they do that by 26s, 10% of her health per hit point, when we got down to 6, we would have been ratcheted up 10 points, right? Which, I don't know. I'm tired, but almost a tenth of our health was added, I suppose, type of a thing. 53 minus 27 is 26. A tenth of our health is 26 when it's 260. So maybe that's what they're doing. Just off the top of my head at 3:16 a.m. that's kind of what comes to mind. So this is something, again, you would need to literally continue to document, continue to log. And then when you increase her health, say we get to level 2, does it change? Because say that 260 health became 275. Now are we able to, when we're at 6 health again, do we, increase it slightly more, another 10th percentile equaling 1 hit point? I don't know. Or is it proportional? If she had 500 health, would it be the same outcome here when we're at 6 hit points left? I don't know. But if you want to play with it and you figure it out, feel free. Again, right now, I don't have the time. I really don't. I should be asleep right now, and I'm not. I'm trying to do this. But what I plan to do is, ideally, I have 2 videos up a day. I've been way too busy to pull that off. I do have one more Mind Logics video ready to go, in part just because I split the video yesterday. I didn't want to put out an hour and 15-minute video, so I cut it in half. So there's a little bit, and then we introduced our newest member. If you want to check it out, feel free. And then in part 2, which I just made a whole standalone episode, it was just us showing him around the server. So that's the only reason I have another video lined up at all. I do have Boom Bloom reset. I don't have her Sky Chi yet. I have to do that. Pinata and Mysticat, I believe, are ready to go. Once we get done with those 3 characters, then I'll jump in. We'll do Tide Pool and Blastertron. And again, none of this is pre-recorded. I'm just extremely strapped at work. This is the busy time, and it's been crazy. I'm hoping maybe like tomorrow night, if I don't stream something, I could do possibly some Shotgun Farmers or Stardew Valley to have in conjunction with another video Saturday. But like I said, it's been crazy. I'm doing the best I can. It's kind of a struggle just to get one video up, and there's a lot of people that do YouTube and Twitch for livings, and they complain about getting one video up, and they didn't work a real 13-hour day and then do this. So yeah, and they also make money, and I don't. So that said, if you do take the time to figure out Inner Fire, which I feel like we have a pretty good idea of it, if I'm doing 53, it's proportional to the health. At least now. We'd have to, continue to document and see what happens. But if you do take the time to play around with it and figure it out, or if you've already figured it out, feel free to let me know. I'll apply what you have noticed in your experience with the game and denote it on the spreadsheet, and I'll try to keep tabs on it as I level up Ember. Typically, as I've reset characters, then when I have to play through another chapter to get, say, Blastertron Skychi and then Blastertron Skychi again, I'll use characters I've leveled up and have on the path that I prefer or that I'm just settling with because I'm content and strapped for time and don't care to reset them again. And then I can kind of keep tabs on, okay, she's level 10, she's 520 health, let's see if we go up 52 hit points when she's about to die. So that's what I will try to do. But once again, she's fairly complicated lady. Living Bomb, the Living Bomb path is, I think, better than we initially thought. Meteor Shower was a bit of a disappointment. Samurai Combo path, I think, is fine. I think I'll stick with it. In game, I think the dash will be a little bit more practical when you're sitting there and you've got 2 dummies, or you're in the small confines of the training area with Buzz. It's really kind of hard to appreciate that, but I do like the speed. It does look neat, but it makes Dorito shapes, so it's got that going for it too. That said, I'm going to end this so I can actually go and get this thing edited and rendered and started uploading before I go to bed. So actually, you know what, screw that, it's too late, I'm too tired. I'm going to edit and render it, and then it'll render overnight. When I wake up in the morning, I will upload it at that point in time. So anyway, again, my apologies on not being able to put more content out, but I do actually work a real job in the real world. And what I do is hard work. It's like, this is not hard work. This is time consuming, yes. But the people that consider making videos about video games hard work, give me 8 hours of their time and I'll prove my point quite easily. So that said, I'll quit rambling. Wiisdom.com. Follow me on Twitter because I will always tweet before I go live, whether it's on YouTube or Mixer. Probably not going to be streaming on Twitch anymore, but again, most of you have said you prefer YouTube. Again, I really just like what Mixer is doing. I like their user interface and their layout. I think it's by far the neatest, but anyway, it's all got its pros and cons. I won't go into that, but thanks so much for watching. Let me know, with Ember, which path do you prefer and why? If you've taken both of them, what were your experiences? If you just got Living Bomb and you saw Samurai for the first time, is it going to make you reset her? Similarly, if you've got Samurai and you saw my Living Bomb path or the spill at the start of the video that made you go check out that video, do you plan to reset to take the Living Bomb path? Let me know your thoughts on that, but I think she'll turn out to be a pretty legit character either way you take her. But main thing now is just Inner Fire is the loose cannon in the room, so I'll work towards figuring that out. Again, if anybody figures something out, let me know. I'll give you credit for it. But I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you back here for the next installment of Skylanders Research. Adios.